Hello, hello, hello everybody. Lori here from Unique in the Greek. Hello, hello, hello. Hope everyone is well. And I'm going to paste something. Okay, let's see if I can pin that. No, it will let me. All right. Hi, everybody. How is everybody on this hump day? Hump day, roly-poly hump day. Why am I singing fish heads? So today I am going to be putting together this really cute carrot. We're going to make a ginormous carrot for Easter. It is available in a kit until they are sold out. Thanks, Faye. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. So, for those of you that have downloaded the Telegram app and joined my group, I hope you did get my message that I was going live. It was my first message using Telegram today. I was so excited. And everything worked out really smooth. It was really, really easy, and it doesn't cost a fortune. We like that. Hello, hello. Okay, so we are doing the carrot kit. So say hello when you come in. I am looking at the comments. Now, with the kit, I'm going to go through all the stuff that's in the kit, okay, before we start putting it together. There is a pattern of what I'm going to be doing on the board. When you purchase the kit, you will get a link to the pattern. I think that's what Tanya said. Somehow you're going to get this pattern. And if you bought the kit before today, Tanya's going to send this pattern out to you. Okay, so it is color coded. You will be able to print it if you want. You can actually take a screenshot if you want to, so you can look at it in your phone. So there is red dots on here. We're going to ignore the blue dots. The blue dots are the normal holes. That's just the holes of the pattern. The red dots, there's orange dots, there's a green arrow, and there's 2 stars. Okay? The red dots, wherever I have the red dots, those sets of holes will be getting a 24-inch piece of the orange Deco mesh. Okay? So you're going to cut 21 pieces, 2-1, of the orange wide foil Deco mesh at 24 inches, okay? And then you're going to cut 9 pieces at 23 inches. Now I won't cut the 23-inch ones till the end. Therefore, the top, so the orange holes, is where the 23-inch is. What I want to do is fill up this with this wreath really full with the 2 rolls of mesh that you get in the kit without running out of mesh. So we have 720 yards to work with. So I did all the math, and you will have plenty if you do 21 pieces at 24 inches and 9 pieces at 23 inches, okay? And then where this arrow is, you'll see a green arrow going through the number 12 and the number 11. That is where we are going to zip tie this really cool, this is so cool. I loved it when I went to the wholesaler and was doing the kits last year. It's a flocked, so it's not real. It's wire and everything, so you can actually bend and stuff like that. It is flocked bright green, like greenery. It's going to look so cool on the carrot. So that's going to be the top of our carrot. So we're just going to zip tie it into row 12 and 11. So we're not even going to cut the stem off. We don't need to. You do get a 1.5 inch roll of the gingham black and white check mesh, or ribbon, because I had to do this sign again because I just love this sign. And you guys know I don't really do square signs, but I loved this one from last year, so I wanted to do it again. It's really, really cute. It just says Happy Easter. It says hop on the truck. It matches everything really, really nicely without being like bam in your face. And I like to put it on my carrot. You don't have to use it. You can use this on another wreath. And because you'll still have ribbon, you'll have a ton of ribbon left over that you could use this on another wreath if you wanted to keep your carrot just plain with a bow. Okay, so you get your sign, and in your sign bag you will also get the pipe cleaner and the cable mount. I'm going to put the pipe cleaner through the cable mount while I'm got it in my hand, and this is for the back of the sign. Okay, you also get your pack of 100 zip ties, and you get these wire cutters, the wire nippers, top cutters, whatever you want to call them. They're to cut your zip tie tails so you're not going to dull your ribbon scissors, okay? So we're going to be using this to cut our zip tie tails off. We have an extra pipe cleaner, and that is going to be for our bow at the end. And then you also in the kit get this QR code card, and if you scan this card, it even says like the instructions, and it also says where our YouTube channel is. If you scan this, it's going to take you right over to our YouTube channel to the wreath kits. So this live today will be in wreath kits for the replay on YouTube. Okay, so it will be under there. It will also be under the triangle board, so you'll be able to find it. Just scan that and it'll take you right there. Okay, so like I said, we are doing a carrot, so we're doing the triangle board upside down. Let me zoom out a bit. Okay, so we need 21 pieces of 24-inch mesh. Now, I did pre-cut some. You guys all know I don't want you guys sitting here watching me, but I'm going to show you a little trick to cut your mesh a little faster. Okay, just put this stuff on the side here. Okay, so what you want to do is open up both rolls of your orange mesh, okay? Now you can obviously tell I've already been cutting mine. So unroll one roll of the mesh, just put your scissors or something down, and then take your second roll of mesh and put it on top, and line up the top and bottom factory edge there, okay? And so we'll line it all up, okay? And now, and it's curl up. I'm cutting this curl up. Now I'm going to show you how to cut it with the rotary cutter and a mat, and then I'll show you how to cut it with just a fabric measuring tape and some scissors. You won't see the edges of this fold that we're doing, so you can, if you don't have a rotary cutter, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how to cut it without it. So what you're going to do is we're going to roll out both meshes at the same time. Okay, where's my measure buddy? And then I just put something to hold the rolls back, okay? There we go. So I'm going to bring the end of my mesh to my 0 here. You're going to line up the bottom seam with one of your lines so you have it nice and squared up. And then you're going to take your rotary cutter and we're going to cut it on the 24-inch, okay? And there we go. We have 2 pieces now. Okay, so I'll do another, I need another 2 for 24-inch. So again, I'm going to roll this out. Just put something heavy over there, roll it out. Your measure buddy, line it up so we're squaring it up. Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. I hope you got my text message on Telegram. I was so excited to use it today. There we go. So there's another 2. Okay, so that is I have 21 pieces of 24-inch mesh cut. So I'm just going to put these to the side till I'm ready to do the 23 inches. Oh shoot, I was going to show you how to do it with, okay, let's do a 23-inch with a fabric ruler. So I have a fabric ruler just taped to my craft table here. Okay, right along here. And you can buy the fabric rulers or the fabric measuring tapes at the dollar store. You get like a 3-pack for $1. So they're not expensive. And what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing we just did with the rotary cutter. Okay, so we're going to roll it out. And I'm going to cut this one at 23. I'm going to put the edge of my both mesh at the end of my fabric. I'll use my phone stand here. Fabric measuring thing. Okay, and then we're going to roll these out. Now it gets a little wonky when you're near the end of the roll, so there we go. Just put my scissors there. And there's my 23. I guess I can't put my scissors there. And there's my end of my fabric ruler. And I'm just going to take my scissors and cut right up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just use nice sharp scissors if you have them. And that's how you can cut your mesh, with just a fabric ruler and a pair of scissors. Easy peasy. Okay, so these are 23-inch. I'm just going to put those over here, and then I'll put these. All right, so you can heat seal or wood burn the mesh. You have to do 30 pieces total. You really don't need to wood burn with this design, but some people are a little bit anal and they like to do that. Okay, so I'm going to put my pattern right by my board so you guys, we all can see it. Okay, so like I said, we're doing a carrot, so we're doing it upside down. Okay, so we're going to use number 1. We're going to start from the bottom tip here and work our way up. So we're going to row 1, and I'm going down and up the 2 holes right on where the number 1 is in between there. Okay, I'm going to keep that open, the zip tie open, and I am going to fold my mesh. So this is a 24-inch piece. Keep in mind, row 12 is the only row that is going to get the 23-inch pieces. So you're going to take your 24 piece of mesh, 24-inch piece of mesh, and we're just going to fold it down about 4 inches. Fold that top down. So where we have our cut edge on the inner part of the deco mesh. Okay, so there's the top. I just put something heavy on it. Then you're going to bring the bottom up about 4 inches. Okay, look at my fingers still from yesterday or the day before. And now I'm going to just slide and pleat right up the middle of my mesh here. Okay, so this is what you got. There's our cut edge. Okay, I'm going to take this ruffle, flip it over because I want the cut edge facing down on the board so you don't see it. Okay, and where I'm pinched in the middle, I'm just going to put that right on top of that zip tie and do it up. Alrighty. Yay, we did our first piece. And then you're going to take your wire nippers and you're just going to cut off your zip tie tail. And we are going to do this row by row. Now, if you look at your pattern, row 2, we're skipping. We're not doing anything. Row 3, we're going to be using 3 pieces. So we're going to use all 3 holes. So 1. Now I'm trying to do this upside down. I may have to turn the board, but you guys just remember it's a carrot. 2, 3. Now, if you have a little clip or something, you can just clip this back so you can move it out of the way. So you can access your zip ties a little better. And we are doing 24-inch ruffles again. So again, curl up. Your factory edges are on the right and left of you on your mesh, okay? You're going to bring that top down. You don't have to measure. I just kind of guesstimate around 4 inches, okay? And I'm just going to use my zip tie gun. It's a little heavier than my Measure Buddy. And then I'm going to fold the bottom up about 4 inches as well, okay? And then you line up the edges here. Make yourself a nice squared up rectangle. And then we're going to pleat right down the center. So what you're doing is you're taking your thumb and your Peter pointer and you're pinching and dragging. Pinch and drag. Pinch and drag. Pinch and drag. Now you wouldn't want to do this on a tablecloth, because if you do it on a tablecloth, you're going to be gathering up the fabric from the tablecloth too. And there we go. So there's our ruffle. We're going to flip it over and we're going to put it on the board. So again, just like we did this one, I'm going to put it right in the center and come around with the zip tie. Now, if you want, you can, before you super tighten it, you can fold it up just to make sure both sides are even. There's going to be so much mesh in here and ruffles, you're not even going to be able to tell. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. And pull that tight and snip that zip tie tail off. This is a really, really easy wreath. Even though it's really big and it looks intimidating, it is definitely perfect for a beginner. Okay. I do this carrot every year, but I do it different. So you will see on my YouTube channel, there's about 3 or 4 different carrots that I've done over the years. So you can do your carrot however you want, okay? This is just another way I'm doing the carrot again. I like to do it a little bit different every year. So again, just pinching right up the center. There we go. Just kind of push whatever you have holding it down. Take your ruffle. Again, we have that cut side down. And I probably just got away with 2 pieces of mesh there. I'm going to put it right in the middle and come around with your zip tie. So we're going to, this is going to be all like a big fluff of orange carrot goodness. All right, tighten that up. Okay, I'm just going to grab my clip again, just kind of pin it back, and another one. Okay. So the whole carrot is made exactly like this. We are going to skip every other row. So you'll see on the pattern. And we're not going to be using every single set of holes. So again, you're going to put your center right over top of your zip tie and just come around the middle and do it up. All right. Let's let this go and see how we have it look now. So we're gonna, ooh, it's fancy. So every row of mesh we put in is going to push the mesh kind of downwards. So you're going to have all this ruffle going all the way up. It's going to be really pretty without having to use a ton of zip ties and do a ton of cutting of the mesh. I seem to be lazy these days. Okay, so we're skipping row 4. Row 5, we're going to be doing every set of holes. So if you don't want to preload your board, you can just do your zip ties as you were going. Now I've pre-made a bunch of my ruffles already, so I just did them and put a clip on them just to save us some time. And I'm going to flip this around in a second because it's getting hard for me to do it upside down. My mesh is not even there. Okay. So we'll pin it back again. And if you don't have any clips, I do have, it's a 6-pack of these crafting clamps. I do have them on my website. They're fairly inexpensive, so if you do need clamps, they're there if you need. So again, we're just filling up row by row. Well, welcome, Barbara. I'm glad you made it. I'm so used to having the board preloaded. So we have 4 pieces on row 4, or sorry, row 5. No, yeah, I'm on row 5. I had to second guess myself there. All right, last one on this row. Now, normally I would just keep going along without pinning it back, but I'm pinning it back just so you guys can see. Now we have a bunch more of Easter kits coming out, but this one's one of my favorites, so I wanted to get it out there early for you guys. And this actual particular wreath that I'm making right here will be available, made, and I will sign it for sale in on my website. All right, so we're skipping row 6. Now row 7, we're going to do, let me pull this back so you guys can see. We're going to do the normal holes. The next set of holes, I'm going to actually do, hold on, I'll do the first one, and then I'll flip it over so you guys can see. Okay, so we are on row 7, so we'll just do the normal hole on the outside there. And again, you guys can do it however you want. Like if you want to do smaller mesh pieces with more zip ties, go for it. You want to do a rolled petal, you want to do the Dean Michael, you want to do, all the petals look really cute with the carrot. So just keep pushing the top ruffle, this top ruffle, as we're putting mesh in, it just keeps pushing downwards, okay? Now the next, you'll see that was the set of holes I just did. And normally this is the set of holes right here. I'm going to just skip that hole. I'm going to go from here to here just to make the mesh even. So I'm going to go from there to there. And we'll put this side on. And then again, on this side, I'm skipping that one and I'm going to go to here. And I believe this row has 4. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it kind of spaced them out a little bit evenly rather than, you know, having 2 close together over here and 2 close together over here. You can do that and then just put one in the center. You just use more mesh and zip ties. So as you can see, it's going to fill up really fast. So you're never going to be able to tell. The mesh is 24 inches. 24 inches, 21 pieces of it. And then once we get up to row 12, we are doing 23-inch pieces because we're going to be doing every set of holes. And that gives you a huge full carrot wreath with using the 2 rolls of mesh. And you use a clip, push it back, put your center, come on, it likes to stick to each other. There we go. You want to make sure they're fairly even on both sides. All right, and the last one over here. I'll pull the mesh. So we have one more on there. No, I don't want to throw this in the garbage. So on the pattern where it has the stars, I don't know if I mentioned already, that is where our sign pipe cleaner is going to go. Okay, we're getting full. And I like to make sure that my ruffles are all the edges, because the edge is what sculpts them and makes it a nice pretty ruffle. So you want your edges sticking up and not stuck down in your wreath like this one. You want to make sure it's all up so you can see every little ruffle. Oh, this is going to be cute. Okay, so we are skipping row, where are we? Row 8. Now we're on row 9. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them on row 9. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Catherine. So we skipped row 8, row 9. Did you guys see this hole in my finger from when I burnt it the other day? So I'm still struggling, my friends, with using with wreathing here. So just gently push it back, put your mesh on, and do it up. So I'm going to do the same on row 9 that I did on row 7, where I used, so there's, see, we skipped this one. I used right here, so I'm going to have one hole and then go between these two. Just like I said, it just evens out the mesh across that row a little bit better. And you have 5 pieces. And then I put one right smack dab in the center. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We're good to go. Let's clip this back. Now I'm going to take that out because it is easier just to put the zip tie in and then do it up. That way the neighboring zip tie doesn't get caught in it. But I just wanted to show you guys where I was putting them. Now you could even do a roll with your, at both ends. Do the roll like I showed the other day where you just do the ends, give it a couple rolls, and you'll have curls and ruffles. I didn't want to do that because I already did it the other day, so. So this is a wide foil deco mesh. So it is not a value mesh, and it's really sparkly. It holds up very well, especially in the outdoors. And it's got a really nice shine to it. I was wanting to pair it with the orange deluxe foil, but you know, when I do stuff like that, then the kits get a little more pricier, and I like to keep them affordable. So that's why I just went with the 2 rolls of the wide foil metallic. But it would have been really pretty too with the deluxe foil. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you don't like the way I'm doing this one, which I don't know, it's pretty cute. I've done it, the carrot, quite a few other ways on our YouTube channel. Just go under the triangle board playlist and then scroll down and you'll see the pictures. And then just decide which carrot looks the best to you. And then you'll have your tutorial all ready to go. And I'll show you how to, whatever petal I used, or fold. All right, last one on this row. This sucker got full fast, didn't it? Okay, so now is the point where I'm going to zip tie. There's no need to cut the big ending thing here on your stem off. Don't even worry about it. What we're going to do is you're going to take one of your zip ties, and right where it says the number 12, that is directly the center of the board. Go ahead and go down and up and put a zip tie right there, and just do it up until you hear it clicking. And then we're going to do the same on row 11. Let me get my clips so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so there's the number 11. We're also going to put a zip tie right there as well. Alrighty, you're going to take your greenery. We're going to go down until it hits. The bottom is actually hitting the mesh on row 12, 11, 10, on 9 that we just did there. So once it's hitting, you can stop and do the zip ties up around that base. And there you go. You don't even have to fuss with cutting that big thing off or anything like that. And then at the end of our carrot, you can pose this and everything. It's pretty cool greenery. Okay, so now we are going on to row 11. There is 5 pieces. Still putting it in the same way. The only one that we're going to do different, and it's not much different at all, is row 9. And that's to finish the top of the carrot off. Okay, where's my thing? Okay, so we're going normal holes, skip a set, then the next normal holes. So flip it over so you can see we went here, we're skipping here, we're going to go here. We're skipping here. We are going to go over top of this zip tie that I have the stem on. Then we're going to skip. We're going to go here. We're going to skip, and we're going to go here. Okay? And then we will be almost done. And not all my petals all over the place. I am so tired, my friends. I had to stay up all night because I had a few scheduled chats with some people in China. So I had to stay up all night because it's the daytime. So I didn't sleep at all. So I'm very tired. But I got lots done. Okay, we're going over, down and up over top of that zip tie that we used for the green stem. And we're just going to pretend that stem is not even there. Just go right over top. And you always want to make sure the flat side of the zip tie head is facing the tail. Okay, we're skipping this one. We're going to go with this one. And look how nice and neat it is on the back. Your customer will never be able to figure out how you did this. A fellow crafter may be able to figure out how you did it, but your customer won't. I know it is nap time. I'm really feeling it now. I was like working literally all through the night, all day, and it's just hitting me now. This one looks like it's a little wonky, but that's okay. All right, last one on this row, and then we're moving to our 9 pieces at 23 inches. And the only reason I did them at 23 inches is because we are going to be using every set of holes on row 12, and it's going to get really full. So there was no really reason to use 24 inch. So I did 23 inch so we would have enough. And we wouldn't have a ton, any left over, you know, that's going to be sitting around in our craft room. Okay, last one. So it could probably be almost done now, but we are going to finish off the top edge of it. So it looks nice and pretty. Again, I'm going to go around, make sure all my ruffles are up and perky. The ruffles look so pretty when you can see the edging of it. Okay, so we are on our last row. And how many do I have? 1. We need 9 on row 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 2 more pieces. And hopefully, like I said, we should have almost exactly enough. So 1 roll is the actual correct yardage on it. So it's a little past 23. So there's 1. And then this roll, not quite. So it jipped me off probably a few inches, but that's okay. It's so full, nobody's going to know the difference. So hopefully you guys should have the right amount. Sometimes we just don't get the whole 10 yards. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing on this row is I'm going to be using the holes to the outside of the board. So I'm going to use, you'll see on the pattern, the 23-inch ones are in orange. So I'm going to use this hole. Just put my zip tie just in the hole, just like that. And I'm going to do it with it upside down so you guys can see what I'm doing. You're going to do your fold exactly the same that we've been doing all along. Okay. Ruffle it up. Okay, and now what you're going to do is you're going to still flip it over. Now I'm going to not flip it over because I want you to see what I'm doing. I'm going to take this ruffle and I'm going to flip it kind of up. So it's like this. So it's going to make a nice trim at the top of the carrot. And like I said, I'm doing it kind of upside down so you guys can see. I'm just putting it and coming around the board and the mesh and doing the zip tie up. Now, if you want, you can pop it into the hole there to make it nice and neat, or you can just flip it around and hide it in the mesh. Okay, so that's the first set. Here's the next set of holes. So I'm using the first one here, and I'm going to do exactly the same, and then I'll flip it over and do it the proper way. Now, you may want to cut your 9 pieces of 23-inch at the beginning, and that way your pieces are not so curly, and they'll make a nicer ruffle, because this row 12, these ruffles, you are going to see them, right? So you want to make sure that they're as perfect as you can get them, and using a flatter piece of mesh will help you with that, because once it gets to the center, it gets really curly. So again, just coming around. Before I tighten it, I want to make sure the ruffle is both sides is facing upwards. I'm pulling it there and pop it into the hole. There we go. And you'll see it'll be a nice finished top when we're done. So I'm skipping here, I'm going to the next set of hole, the very first one. So that's where I'm going, and I'm doing exactly the same, except I'll do it right side up. I'll try and put a clip on here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'll just fold this mesh back a bit. There we go. Okay, you guys can see. It'll be easier this way when it's right side up. Okay, so come down. Bring it up. Right down the middle. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over and make sure that side is down, because we want the nice side flip, showing. So now you're going to do is you're just going to put it the center on the board, but you can see how I'm flipping. We did the ruffles this way through the whole carrot. This row, we're going to have it going horizontal with the two ruffles both facing the top here. And just kind of make sure it's, there we go. Tighten it up and cut the zip tie. Now don't keep your clips on your Deco mesh very long either, because Deco mesh can be trained. And if you keep your clips on too long, it will stay smooshed. All right, so we're doing the next one, which is over top of the stem. Fold that back again. There we're going over top of the stem here. Oh, wrong way. Going to the outside of the board. Doesn't look like a ton of mesh. Well, I guess there's 720 yards in here. Yeah, there's a few different carrot ones. I have used green Deco mesh in the past. I really liked this flocked greenery when I seen it at the wholesaler, so makes it a little whimsical looking, especially with our cute little sign. Okay, only a few more left. Yeah, lots of people make them with the fern too. Yeah. Like I said, I just picked this stuff because it was nice and whimsical looking, and you can add greenery to it. You can add some green Deco mesh if you want to it. Get your wreath. You do whatever you want. I think we have 2 more left, or 3 more left. I know, I love the greenery too. It's very cute. I'm going to spread it out a little bit. We're going to put the bow kind of at the top of the carrot, at the base of the stem. It's pretty Deco mesh, and it sticks to itself. Want to make sure it's even. Two more. We'll review where we went on the back of the wreath. And we have 1 more left. Yay! Oh, that looks so pretty. One more. Finish off the corner here. Okay. It's really hard when you have a hole in your finger to manipulate zip ties and mesh. All right. The carrot is complete. Our legume. Is it a legume? No, what is this? What's the trade name for it? There we go. Let's see if I can zoom out a bit so you can see the whole thing. Oh, I have an extra piece. So I did have enough. Just clean this up. Alrighty, so we are going to make, actually I'll put my sign on. I'm just going to go around and make sure all, like I said, all my mesh is pulled up to the top and it's making a nice ruffle. Let's see, that one's down. We want it all facing up. Isn't that cute? All right, so we are going to, now, you can put your sign if you want. I'm going to put my sign. And I'm going to just mark on the back. It's row 7, right in the middle that we're going to be putting it on. So this is 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Right here and here is where I'm going to dig through to put my pipe cleaners through the board. So I got my hot glue going here. Got my cable mount. I'm going to use hot glue and a little bit of super glue. You may want to just scuff up the where you're going to put the cable mount. You might want to scuff it up a little bit. The cable mount will grip it a little bit better. I don't know where my sandpaper went, so I'm just using my scissors. So that's middle. Just making a little scratches. Don't do too hard so that you're going to go through the aluminum, and this helps the cable mount grip so it's not so shiny. Okay, just like that. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue or super glue. Or maybe not. I hear it. It's gel, so probably taking a while to get down. E6000 might be easier. I haven't used my glue in forever. It's all hardening up. So I'll use 6,000. Come on. Okay, this is just not wanting to work for me. There we go. Thank you. So I just put top and bottom. And then I'll go in with, so that will secure it permanently. And then the hot glue will secure it temporarily. And you want your pipe cleaners going horizontal because that's how the holes are going. So put it in the center, and then you just press down with your wire nipper. And let that glue set for a minute. That's good. And now I'm going to dig through this mesh, which is, it's not going to be that hard, right here. Oh, God, that hurts. There we go. I'll see it. So you can see right down. You can see the number 7. Well, you can't see the number 7. I can see it. And I'm just going to go down one hole with one side of the pipe cleaner and lift it off your mat or your table. Now we got big ruffles, so there we go. There's one. And keep holding it in the back. Other one, I think. There, got it, got it. Now you don't want to pull too tight. You got a lot of ruffle there. You're just pulling till you feel just a bit of resistance and give it your pipe cleaner a spin, and then put those ends back down the hole. Oh, he's so cute. All right, now we're going to make a cute bow. And like I said, you can keep your sign and use it on a different wreath if you don't want to put a sign on your carrot. But when I'm done the bow, you'll see how super cute it is. Okay, I'm going to put a hanger on before we put the bow on. So the hanger is just going to go right over top. Oh, that's the one I just had glue on. Right over top, the very, very center. And I'm just guiding it with my finger. There we go. And there's our hanger. So once you clip it, there we got a hanger now. Super cute. I'm going to put a bow right there in the center. You can put it off to the side if you want. You don't even have to put a bow if you don't want. It's, again, your wreath. You do what you want. Okay, let's make a bow. Let's make a bow. Okay, so you do get the buffalo or the gingham black and white check that matches the sign. You get a 10-yard roll. Now I am going to be selling this wreath. So I'm going to add, I have these 2 ribbons I thought would look really cute as just an add-on to my bow. Just adding a little bit of orange. Okay, so I have the bow recipe right here. We're gonna do 20-inch tails. This one. So there's from here 8 to 8, so that's 16. And then another 4. So right there, I'm going to pinch and put it right down the center of my bow maker. Which one do you guys think I should put? Just a little, because we're going to do 3 loops at 6 inches, 2 loops at 5 inches, and then the 1 loop at 4 inches, I'm going to just do with one of these other ones. Okay. So you got your 20-inch tail, you're going to put your ribbon in, give a half twist towards you, and you'll see the stitching on the back of that. So there is a kind of like a bad side, and we're going to loop this. So I just slide my ribbon down, loop it to 6, half twist. Now, if you don't have a bow maker and you do want one, we do have this one on our website. We have the deluxe one, which is the big one. We have the kids one, which you can make great little bows with as well, and it's very inexpensive. And we will be getting the Stow and Go one when it comes out wholesale. Okay, so we're going to do 3 loops on each side at 6 inches. And if you don't have a bow maker, there's all kinds of tutorials on YouTube on how to make a simple bow without a bow maker. That's all you have to search. Make a simple bow without a bow maker. I'm just too lazy. All right, last loop on this side. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and this will be the 3rd. Half twist. Now we're going to do, according to the recipe, we're going to do 2 loops after we've done the 3. We're going to do 2 loops at 5 inches. So give yourself some leg here on your ribbon spool. Go straight down between the pegs. Bring it into the end of your loop is at 5 inches. Once it's at 5 inches, give that half twist. And this 5-inch loop, because we're doing 2 of them, they're going to go in between these 3. Okay? So we'll do the exact same over here. Slide it down. Bring it in till it's 5. Half twist, and it's sitting in between these 2. And last one on this side. Half twist. So you're actually building your bow as we're making it. And then we're going to put that last one right there. Now, I'm going to go in with a separate color, but for the last thing, you have 1 loop on each side at 4 inches. You're going to continue. Actually, I'll just do it. We're going to slide down your ribbon. You can kind of just move your loops if you want to make sure that it's 4 inches, so it's just an inch shorter. So there's 1 on that side. One on this side, and we are finishing the tail, so we don't have to do a half twist. And we're going to cut the other side of the tail off. So there's your bow, and you have 3/4 of this ribbon still left over. So you got lots. Like I said, if you don't want to use the sign on your carrot, you do have the matching ribbon for it that you can use on another project. Okay, so which one should I use? I'm just going to do 2 loops in a... I think I might just to add just a little bit of orange. And I'm not going to do it as long. Now you can just add a normal orange if you want. Like I said, I'm just adding, just to give it, because I had the ribbon, I'm just going to do it a 4-inch right over top. There, that's all I'm going to do. So you can add orange, you can add some green if you have some, or you can just keep it simple like black and white. Okay, so we are done our bow. So now you're going to take your zip tie and your last pipe cleaner you had in your kit. We're going to take this whole thing right off the bow maker, carefully keeping it stacked and going right over top of your zip tie like that. Now you can just wrap your pipe cleaner around and skip the zip tie. I like to put the zip tie in the middle. It makes my bows nice and tight. There we go. So I did it up right where it's stacked. I'm going to flip this over, bring it around the back, slide my pipe cleaner in behind the zip tie. So there it is. Okay. And now pull nice and tight, and we're going to cut that off. There we go. Okay, I'm going to just dovetail them. So you're just going to fold your ribbon on the vertical there, and from the cut edge to the outside corner, you're going to snip. That when you open it up, you have a perfect dovetail. Do the same thing on this side. You're going to fold it up vertically, cut to the outside corner, and there you go. Alrighty, we're almost done. We're almost done. Now I have on here that I was going to put the bow on row 11, and I probably still will. All right, so there's a zip tie already there, but that's okay. So right here is where I'm going to put the tails of my pipe cleaners. Like I said, you can put it over to the side like that. That's really cute too, right? I'm just going to put it in the center. So I'm just going to kind of go down. See my zip tie. There it is. I'm going just on the outside of over top. There's one. Ow! It really hurts when the plastic gets into your into the hole. There we go. When you slide it off the table, it's a lot easier to do your pipe cleaners, but then if I slide it off, you guys are not going to see what I'm doing. So okay, I'm not doing it tight because we have some big old ruffles. There we go. So there's 12. That's where I'm just going to go down, back down, so we have nothing. No loose ends on the back. Look how pretty it is. I'm going to sign it. This will be for sale. Where's my marker? and it will be up on the website. Oh, I guess my glue wasn't set. Nope. I'll have to glue that back on. All right, so what I'm going to do with my bow now is we're going to work from the outside. Get the 2 outside loops and spread them apart. Open those loops up. All right, just like that. Then you got your 2 5-inch. Make sure they're in between the 3 there. And then I have 2 4 inches, which I'm just going to leave that one flat. And I'm just going to bring this one over top. There, that's good. And then you can roll your tail. And roll this tail. So if you're going to curl your ribbon, you take the end of your tail and you just roll it towards the inside. Just like that. Okay, we're going to do the 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. So get them in position and then open them up. Get the 2 5-inches in between those 6-inch loops. Here's our little 4-inch. And we're going to put the carrot over top. And we're going to roll up. So you may want, if before you start, I should have glued my cable mountain sign on before I even started the wreath. I forgot. So you might want to glue your sign so it has time to sit and cure. And then I'm going to take the corner of that one, and just give it a little yank like that. Again, take the corner. And there we go. Not bad for an hour. There we go. And then once you hang up your wreath, you'll be able to fix your tails. Now, if you want to keep them in place, don't be scared to just put a little dab of glue in behind your ribbon. If you want to make sure that your tail keeps that curl and stays right there, just put a little tiny dab of glue, a titch of glue, and just hold it. And that will stay right there, and you can do the exact same thing on the other side. And then you don't have to worry about your tails all over the place. They'll still be even. Trying to get it even there. There we go. And there we go, my friends. This is 2023. Carrot kit. I'm just going to roll these, just leave it like that. There we go. What do you guys think? It's super cute, isn't it? And then you can move around the greenery up top. Like I said, it is wired. If you want to move it around. Carrot only has a little stalk right in the center anyways. So I'm just going to leave it right in the center. Just flare it out just a little bit. And we are done, my friends. We are done. I will hold it up. Watch your eyes. I'm going to move the camera. Hello. Yes, my sign. That. Can you guys see it? There we go. That's cute. Very cute. So that's it. So thanks for joining me. I can't wait till I see all your guys finished carrots. Please post them in Unique Wreath Creators so we can see how you did on yours. And that's all I got for you. Alrighty, have a great night, and we will see you, who knows when, maybe tomorrow. All right, everybody, have a great night. Bye.